転入生が我々5県の強制にて迎えられるのはここでは通例行事。
ちょいと失礼。
待て貴様北の貴様が見て取れる。
首だち。Before starting the video, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and press that bell icon to get all our latest video notifications. So now, without wasting any more time, let's start this video. Sentoin Hakenshi Masu. Genres: action, comedy, fantasy. As a chief operative of the villainous Kisaragi Corporation, Sentoin Rokugo receives orders to help the organization conquer the entire known universe. Tasked with infiltrating the Kingdom of Grace, a mission that could change the fate of the world, Rokugo mistakenly believes that his skills as a combatant are superb, fueling his arrogant attitude. To ensure the success of the mission, Alice Kisaragi, an exceptional android with a youthful appearance named after the company itself, is assigned to be Rokugo's travel companion. Upon their arrival at the outskirts of the kingdom, Alice and Rokugo encounter Snow, the commander of the country's royal guard. Snow leads the pair to a broken legendary artifact, and Rokugo seizes the opportunity for a long-awaited promotion at his company and changes the recitation for the sacred ritual to an embarrassing phrase. As punishment, the princess of the kingdom forces Rokugo to become an honorary knight, fulfilling part of his mission. Having infiltrated the kingdom's inner circle, Rokugo must now help his new employer fight against the Demon Lord's army, all while perpetuating evil deeds as a combatant of the Kisaragi Corporation.
もう用済みだけどね。本当に生きていたの。今までサンライズの軌道を修正して。お前、マスターの何なんだよ。昔の時間ありませんよ。了解。
Vivi Fluorite Eye Song. Genres: action, sci-fi, suspense. When highly evolved AI set out to eradicate mankind, the carnage that ensues fills the air with the stench of fresh blood and burning bodies. In a desperate bid to prevent the calamity from ever occurring, a scientist bets everything on a remnant from the past. Turning the clock back 100 years, AIs are already an integral part of human society, programmed with specific missions meant to be carried out for their entire course of operation. Vivi, the first ever autonomous AI, is a songstress tasked with spreading happiness through her voice. In a theme park where she hardly ever gets a proper audience, she strives to pour her heart out into her performances, bound to repeat it day after day. That is, until an advanced AI from the future appears before her and enlists her help in stopping a devastating war 100 years in the making. With no time to process the revelation that flips her world upside down, Vivi is catapulted into a century-long journey to avert the violent history yet to come. Number 8. Katsunekami Dada Kimono Tachi-i. With the initiation of the Patrian Civil War came the creation of half-beast, half-human soldiers, a development of the outnumbered Northerners in a desperate attempt to counter the overwhelming Southern forces. Able to quickly dominate the battlefields and achieve victory with ease, the soldiers' godlike abilities earned them the name Incarnates. However, as the war raged on, the Incarnates encountered a problem involving the beast inside them that they were unable to rectify by ordinary means. Once the war was over, mysteries and accounts of the Incarnate submitting to the misfortunes of their war days surfaced. Aware of the horrors they faced during the war, Special Sergeant Major and former captain of the Incarnates Hank Henrietta became a beast hunter. Those who take the lives of Incarnates who have succumbed to the issues they experienced on the battlefields. After witnessing her father, a former incarnate soldier, meet his end at the hands of one such beast hunter, Nancy Shaw Bancroft resorts to hunting the man who took her father's life. However, Nancy's eye-opening encounter with the beast hunter influences her to instead seek the reason behind her father's death and the incarnate's problematic existence in society. Number 7. Sujo Kogeki Gazetai Kogeki de Nikai Kogeki no Okasan wa Suki Desuka. Genres: action, comedy, fantasy. Forming a party with one's mother in an online game seems not only unlikely but also uncomfortable to most teenage gamers. Unfortunately, Masato Usuki finds himself in that exact scenario. After completing a seemingly meaningless survey, he is thrown into the world of a fantasy MMORPG, and his mother Mamako actually tagged along with him. On top of all of that, Mamako turns out to be an overpowered swordsman, possessing the power of 2-hit multi-target attacks. After minor tension between the two, they search for party members, meaning the merchant Porta and the sage Wise, starting their journey to clear the game.
I think they're cheating!
Wow, Steph! Did you figure that out all on your own? It's not like everyone else we've played has also cheated in their games! Please just do something useful for once!
I did it, guys! I won us the game!
No Game, No Life. No Game, No Life is a surreal comedy that follows Sora and Shiro, shut-in-need siblings, and the online gamer duo behind the legendary username Blank. They view the real world as just another lousy game. However, a strange email challenging them to a chess match changes everything. The brother and sister are plunged into an otherworldly realm where they meet Tet, the god of games. The mysterious god welcomes Sora and Shiro to Discord, a world where all forms of conflict, from petty squabbles to the fate of whole countries, are settled not through war but by ways of high-stake games. This system works thanks to the fundamental rule wherein each party must wager something they deem of equal value to the other party's wager. In this strange land where the very idea of humanity is reduced to child's play, the indifferent genius gamer duo of Sora and Shiro have finally found a real reason to keep playing games. To unite the 16 races of Discord, defeat Tet, and become the gods of this new gaming-is-everything world.
Rocket and blast off air, and then blow up into little bits of who knows meaning.
Majo de Oyasumi. Genres: comedy, fantasy. The Demon Lord Tasagare's castle is a dark and frightening place filled to the brim with various monsters. Any soul unfortunate enough to be imprisoned here is sure to be terrified by the horrors within. However, the human princess Aurora Suya Ri Cialis Kaiman is a different case. Rather indifferent to her situation, Cialis worries about one thing and one thing only: sleep. Ever since the Demon Lord kidnapped her from her kingdom, she has not had a single good night's rest. To alleviate her dozing issue, the princess makes do with what she can find in the castle. Whether it be the fur of a fluffy demonic teddy bear, or the silky blanket-like bodies of ghost shrouds, everything is but a means to ensure a peaceful slumber. With so many potential materials to craft items that can help her sleep at her disposal, nothing will stop the sleepy princess. Not even death. Well, at least she's got her priorities. Wonder Egg priority. Genres: drama, fantasy. Following the suicide of her best and only friend, Koito Nagase, Ai Uto is left grappling with her new reality. With nothing left to live for, she follows the instructions of a mysterious entity and gets roped into purchasing an egg, or specifically a Wonder Egg. Upon breaking the egg in a world that materializes during her sleep, Ai is tasked with saving people from the adversities that come their way. In doing so, she believes that she has moved one step closer to saving her best friend. With this dangerous yet tempting opportunity in the palms of her hands, Ai enters a place where she must recognize the relationship between other people's demons and her own. As past trauma, unforgettable regrets, and innate fears hatch in the bizarre world of Wonder Egg priority, a young girl discovers the different inner struggles tormenting humankind and rescues them from their worst fears. Recreators. Humans have designed countless worlds, each one born from the unique imagination of its creator. Sota Mizushino is a high school student who aspires to be such a creator by writing and illustrating his own light novel. One day, while watching anime for inspiration, he is briefly transported into a fierce fight scene. When he returns to the real world, he realizes something is amiss. The anime's headstrong heroine, Celesta Eupolita, has somehow returned with him. Before long, other fictional characters appear in the world, carrying the hopes and scars of their home. A princely knight, a magical girl, a ruthless brawler, and many others now crowd the streets of Japan. However, the most mysterious one is a woman in full military regalia, dubbed Gunkuku no Himigi, who knows far more than she should about the creator's world. Despite this, no one knows her true name or the world she is from. Meanwhile, Sota and Celestia work with Meteor Asteric, a calm and composed librarian NPC, to uncover the meaning behind these unnatural events. With powerful forces at play, the once clear line between reality and imagination continues to blur, leading to a fateful meeting between creators and
この際どちらが先などと言っておられぬ。私たち不敬を持っていただきましょう。何言ってんの？若さ。さあ。
Number 7. Tsukiga Michibiku Isekai Dochu. Genres: action, adventure, comedy, fantasy. As part of a mysterious contract agreed upon by a goddess and his parents years ago, Makoto Mizumi finds himself sent to another world to meet the goddess and become the hero. However, the deity deems Makoto to be hideous, refusing to even lay eyes upon him and revokes his heroic title. Disdainfully giving him the ability to understand all languages except the human language as compensation, the goddess drives Makoto off the farthest edges of the wasteland, far from human civilization. Due to the disparity between Earth and this new world, Makoto's inherent physical and magical capabilities awaken, making him extremely powerful. He meets various demi-humans and mythological beings who all end up being captivated with his characteristics and join Makoto in building a new community where all of them can peacefully coexist. Nevertheless, despite this success, Makoto still yearns to meet fellow humans. In a world where the goddess herself has barred him from interacting with his kind, it is up to Makoto and his companions to fulfill his desire and perhaps reform society along the way. When the promised flower blooms. Genres: drama, fantasy. Maquia is a member of a special race called the Iorf, mystical beings who can live for hundreds of years and remain separate from the lives and daily troubles of mankind. However, Maquia has always felt lonely despite being surrounded by her people, as she was orphaned from a young age. She daydreams about the outside world, but dares not travel from her home due to the warnings of the clan's chief. One day, however, the outside world finds her as the power-hungry kingdom of Mizart invades her homeland. They already have what is left of the giant dragons, the Renato, under their control, and now their king wishes to add the immortality of the Iorf to his bloodline. The humans in their Renato ravage the Iorf homeland and kill most of its inhabitants. Caught in the midst of the attack, Maquia is carried off by one of the Renato that has gone berserk. It soon dies, and she is left deserted in a forest far from home, now truly alone save for the cries of a single baby off in the distance. Maquia finds the baby in a destroyed village and decides to raise him as her own, naming him Ariel. Although she knows nothing of the human world, how to raise a child that ages much faster than her, or how to live with the smoldering loneliness inside, she is determined to make it all work somehow.